In this video, we are going to quantify the business value of the medical appointment no-shows prediction model that we previously built. First, we start with a table from Ed Sandoval's article in which he quantified the value of the Einstein prediction model itself. In this video, I'll use the same assumptions and a few more to take the next step of calculating the business value. To calculate the business value, we'll want to consider more than just the value of the model. When a good prediction model is used by a good analyst with domain knowledge to make good informed decisions, the business value that can be obtained from the model is amplified. In our case, I quantified the business value at $2,055 per day. And in this video, I'll explain how I came to that conclusion. Just as a reminder, in a previous video, we created a prediction model in 5 minutes with no code. Then we reviewed the results, included taking a look at the top predictors. I then built a dashboard to review the model, and based on that, once we are satisfied with the model, we put the Einstein predictions on every record page in 4 easy steps. I then used the template and built an accuracy dashboard in Analytics Studio using the instructions in Ed's article. Afterward, I edited the data flow to include a few more fields, and I built a customized dashboard in Analytics Studio. I used a one-line SQL code to increase the limit so I could also see all the rows. With a customized dashboard in Analytics Studio, we can use the filters for faceting, and we can also now see that in the data there are 4 reasons patients give for no-shows. Using the dashboard to get a good understanding of the data, I came up with 5 assumptions to arrive at the quantified business value. Here are the 5 assumptions, and I'll be going through each one of them one at a time. The first assumption is that we'll use the same cost-benefit amount as Ed used. It costs $2 for each phone call, and there's a $35 benefit from identifying a no-show with the model so we can redistribute the resources. For the next assumption, I reviewed the historical data and found that for the days the data was available, there was approximately 50% of the no-shows who had a reason of forget or unknown. So the assumption is that a phone call to these folks would have been successful in converting them from a no-show to a patient who turned up for their appointment. For the third assumption, we're going to assume that the model accurately predicted those appointments that have a very low and a very high score. For the no-shows with a very high score, we'll assume that they will in fact be no-shows and will redistribute the resources associated with those no-shows. To quantify the benefit of assumption number 3, we turned to the model to capture the predicted no-shows for each day. We considered anyone with a score of 41 and above to be a no-show, and then plan to redistribute resources as a cost savings. For those scores in the middle, we'll segment out those who did not make the appointment within 24 hours so we can focus our attention on calling them at a cost of $2 each per assumption number 1. Assumption number 4 is one where we again looked at historical data to determine that approximately 1/4 of those in our segment are predicted to be a no-show. Of those, half will have a reason of traffic or bad weather, so we don't expect a phone call would convert them. Therefore, we'll plan to redistribute resources to experience another cost savings. As stated in assumption number 3, half of the actual no-shows would be converted with a phone call, so we would experience a cost savings. For assumption number 5, we acknowledge that even with a good model and a good analyst, we will still be left with some wasted resources. And further, we acknowledge there is a risk that the actions we take could result in a shortage of resources, as we did on one day here. We redistributed resources for 3 no-shows that actually did show up. Good news, our phone call campaign worked. Bad news, it worked a little better than expected for June 8th. We'll assume a penalty of twice our cost savings, or $70 each. Putting everything together here, we can see that by using the prediction model scores to redistribute resources, we can save $1,408 per day. By calling each patient in our segment, those having a score of 21 to 40 and a false value for making an appointment within 24 hours, we can experience a cost savings of $647 per day. In total, we can realistically expect a quantified business value of $2,055 per day with a good prediction model that we built with Einstein, a good analyst, and a phone call campaign of about 250 calls per day. And there you have it. If you'd like to see all the videos I referenced in this presentation, you can view my YouTube playlist for Einstein Prediction Builder. And as always, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn or Twitter with any questions.